Hi everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret. I've actually got a how-to video, so we've got a little treat for you today. I get tons and tons of questions every single day, but this is one of the biggest questions I get, and it's how to make frosting for cupcake soaps out of melt and pour soap. Now, I'm not a how-to channel. Really, I'm here promoting our business, but I don't mind helping people with some of the simple things. If you want to see a how-to channel, I've told you before, if you go over to Catherine at Soaping 101, Catherine knows a heck of a lot more about soap than I do. So yeah, if you go over there, there's loads of helpful information on there. Now, for this recipe, what you will need is I've pre-poured some cupcake bases. We need a knife and a spoon. We also need a piping bag, and if you're wondering why there's icing on there, it's because I've already videoed this, but I think the button got pushed down and it stopped recording. So I've cleaned everything off except for these on there, except for those. So you need a whisk, a nice good strong one. I mean, this isn't the best one going, but it's quite powerful. The weaker ones are absolutely useless. You need a bowl. Now, I usually use a stainless steel bowl, but just for the purposes of this video, I've got a plastic one so you can actually see inside.
Anybody want to see my helicopter?
Maybe in another video, not this one. You know the videos that are mine? Go on then, show them.
Yeah.
Deck's beam drawing. Loves helicopters, don't you? Very good, Deck. It's really in proportion. So you're also going to need a heat gun, and the main ingredient in this is, in the UK, it's called luxury foaming bath butter. Now, people that have been trying to make soap frosting out of melt and pour soap, I don't think it's actually possible. You need this. It's called ice cream soap. I don't know what it's called in other countries, but if anyone that's watching wants to share that with people, I always think it's good to give back. You know, if you are receiving information or asking for information, it's always good to give back to other people to help them. And the other thing you need is some melt and pour soap. Now, you'll see I haven't got a load of melt and pour soap in there, and it's quite hot, but not too hot because then it'll bubble over. So we've got some of that, and these are the ingredients you need to make frosting for melt and pour soaps. I don't think it's physically possible to make frosting out of just straight melt and pour soap, but if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will mention it down below, which will be helpful. And so what we're doing is, this soap, they actually use it in sugar scrubs and things like that. A lot of you should be familiar with this product, although, like I say, I don't know the name of it in other countries. So we're just chopping it up into small pieces, and you can melt it if you want. That way you won't get any lumps in it. The way I'm doing it, you will get some lumps, but I'm just doing it this way for speed. So we'll just chop a little bit more, because I'm not making tons of them, and then pop it in there like so, as they say on the telly. If the video cuts off, I'll come back and keep recording a little bit more for you. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pour on the melt and pour, and you'll see how much I'm pouring on. It's really not a lot, and I'd say it's a quarter of the amount of the frosting that we've got in there. And then you just need to squash it down and just start whisking. And the heat from the hot melting pot melts the base, the forming that butter base. Now the more you can whisk this, the better, because you will have lumps in it if you do it the way I'm doing it, but if you keep whisking it, you won't. Now, if you want to do it exactly the way I've done it, and you want to get those lumps out, if you take your blender and pop that in, then you can blend all those lumps so it's a lot smoother. And you see, my blend is really quiet. Okay, so we'll be back in a sec to do the frosting of the cakes. Back in a minute. Okay, welcome back. So there you have the frosting in there, and you see it's a little bit lumpy. I don't know if I mentioned that I had quite a bit of titanium dioxide in the melt and pour soap, and that's because I want the frosting to be really, really white. If you want to compare what the consistency should be like, you need some of this stuff, marshmallow fluff. It's exactly the same. That is exactly what it looks like in the bowl. Sorry, Phil, if you're watching. No. Couldn't resist that. Phil will be telling me off. Naughty. Okay, so we're just gonna carry on whisking, and it's a lot thicker now and a bit stiffer, and it's ready to pipe. So we are just going to spoon the mixture into the piping bag, which has already got some in, by the way, because I did the video once and got it, well, it seemed to cut off for some reason.
You deleted it.
Maybe. Oh, well, I did, but it cut off and then I stopped and then I ended up deleting it. Now, the beauty with the melt and pour frosting is you can get stacks more fragrance into it, but it'll never look like cold processed soap piped. Never. I just love the neatness of the cold process, yet I love the strength of smell in the melt and pour. But as I've said hundreds of times, not everybody likes strongly scented soap. So if you see close up, you can see where I actually piped those before. And now it's time for the heat gun. So the reason I have the heat gun is I'm going to melt the top of these and then pipe the soap onto them, so they don't come off. Now if you want to see a good demonstration of how to do the frosting that peels off, go to Soap Queen TV. But this one, it literally does get piped, and so I'm just heating up my I know it's rank, this, it's what we've peeled paint and everything off with, but you can use those, you know, the heat guns that you use for crafts and you do embossing and stuff with them. They're just as good, not as powerful, so you'll need to keep the nozzle, the heat on longer. Yeah, this is an industrial one. Okay, so that's those melted. Yeah, you could use a blowtorch. So because it's melted, and when I pipe this on, it's going to hold it all together. Just trying to do this without my hand being in the way, arm being in the way. And there you go, you just pipe it on as normal, but as you can see, it doesn't look like, well, that's rubbish. Now I know what's wrong there. That's because I left some of the older soap in the piping bag. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
It's just something like you could eat.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the mistakes in and then you can learn from my mistakes. So I've cleaned out my bag now, and you'll see, well, I'm pretty sure that you'll see that it'll pipe a lot better this time. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned in this video, I know I've said it, but it could have been in the video that I made earlier. My channel's not a how-to channel, and I won't do tons of how-to videos, but I will do the odd one from time to time. If you want a good how-to channel, then go to Catherine over at Soaping 101. She's great. She knows a lot more about the technical side of soap than I do. So she's great at being able to answer questions and show you lots of techniques. I just simply don't have time to learn them all and just really know what I know, really. Okay, so that's our piping bag full again. We're ready to pipe, and you'll see how much better it is now that I've cleaned the bag out. So I'm going to heat the tops of my soap again, and then after I've piped, I'm going to show you something else that you can do. You don't have to pipe straight onto the top of the cupcake base. You can actually make your frosting separate, but we'll come to that in a second. Okay. And melting the top, obviously it makes the topping stick to the base. The other thing I wanted to say about this type of frosting, it doesn't go hard like the cold process either. You'll always be able to stick your finger in it, but it does harden up. It just doesn't go rock hard. I love the sound of that. So that's it. That's how to make frosting for melt and pour soap. Now I'm just going to move those out of the way, and these will be stiff enough tomorrow. they'll not be the best things for shipping, really, because they could get damaged because they're not rock hard like the cold process. So the other thing you can do, I'm not putting any parchment paper out, but you can put parchment paper out to do this. You can actually pipe your topping separate like that and leave them overnight, and then see it's stiffening up again. Leave them overnight and use your heat gun again on the top of the cupcake base, and then just stick them on. I think the mixture's got too cold now. You'd be able to heat the outside of the nozzle up with your heat gun, and that'll melt the cool soap that's stuck on the outside to stop it sticking to the side, which is exactly what's happening there for me. So I actually haven't put any fragrance in this, but you can put fragrance in it. I haven't put fragrance in it because I'm going to store this and use it for later in something else. So I'll just give you a close-up on those. They're a little bit splodgy, these ones, but the ones on the cupcakes are a lot better. So maybe it'd be best to just pipe a few at once together. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. Any comments, pop them down below. If anybody wants to help anyone else that's watching, you can always place it as a comment below, and I'm sure you'll end up receiving some good karma for helping others. Alright, have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon for the next video. Bye for now.